one time, most of my friends could hear the bell, but as years passed, it fell silent for all of them. Even Sarah found one Christmas that she could no longer hear its sweet sound. Though I've grown old, the bell still rings for me, as it does for all who truly believe.
Oh, that's so sweet. I already feel it. That was such a short one, but I feel it.
Dun, 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 dun.
What a bop. If you guys do not know what that quote is from, that is from the Polar Express, 2004.
Was it really 2004?
Yes, that movie came out when we
Yes.
moved here in Georgia, and it was my first Christmas here, and they took us, it was in second grade, they took us to Movies 400, and we were all dressed up in our pajamas, and we each got like one of those little kid,
Actually, I
popcorn
didn't go.
boxes.
I was grounded or something.
Goodness.
But, oh my gosh, and I remember watching that movie in the classroom, in the theater, 2004, we had just moved to Georgia. But yes, the Polar Express, fantastic film. Anyways, welcome to another episode of Bump That, episode 49. We are almost at 50, guys. Next week is our 50th episode. And actually, Katie just said that our year anniversary is this Saturday of Bump That. So
Can you believe that we've been doing this nonsense for one entire year?
woo! And nobody's listening still. Just kidding, though. The wonderful people who are listening, we love you guys. You're awesome. But anyways, if you've never listened to us before, I've got Brian in this corner.
It's not even rated R. He's just being a jerk.
I've got KT in this corner.
Kevin, if Uncle Frank says it's bad, that you can't watch it, then it must be really bad.
And I'm Ileana, your host. And we are siblings who have...
Way to butcher the line, Katie.
I know, gosh, you can't win them all.
No, she did really good with the Polar Express one. But we're siblings who love nerdy stuff and wanted to record it, put it on the internet, and hopefully someone would listen, and here you are listening, so welcome. Anyways, the show that we've got for you guys today is we've got some news, Encanto, Trolls 3, Book of Boba Fett, some Game Award announcements. We're not going to have individual segments tonight, but in the chunk we're going to be talking about more Game Awards, gameplay versus graphics, prime time for gaming, and AAA versus indie gaming. So stick around for all of those awesome things in the chunk, but let's jump straight into the news. We've got Encanto...
Wait. Special plug. And this will be my last plug of doing this.
It better be.
Hey guys. Let me be real with you. You like nerd things, right? That's why you're listening to this show. Because you enjoy all things nerdy and fun and colorful. Would you like to win some free swag for your nerdy life or the nerd that is in your life? Of course you do. So there are, really now there's only one way you can enter, but it costs nothing. Any episode of Bump That between episodes 41 and I guess this is episode 49, is that right?
That is correct.
All you have to do is drop a comment in the comment section in any of those videos, and you will automatically be entered to win our Bump That prize pack. Very coveted. There are a lot of entries right now. I'm actually really excited of how many entries there are. However, there is still a good chance that you could win this awesome prize pack, which include a top-of-the-line Appa plushie from Avatar: The Last Airbender, some quality, handcrafted, custom-made stickers not by none other than Ileana, a $10 eShop gift card for the Nintendo eShop, and lastly, a reversible Mario Luigi beanie. All of that could be yours for the wonderful price of just a comment in any of those videos. Just one.
Not even a like.
Telling us, just telling us how terrible we are.
Exactly. I'm like, you don't even have to say good things. You'd be like, you guys suck, and then be entered in to win something free.
Yeah, like, I just had like a whole like well of SpongeBob quotes like, "Hey, did you just blow in from Stupid Town?"
Yeah, like
I thought it was
Yeah.
Stupidville.
Either one.
both
Blowing
work,
in from
I guess.
everywhere.
I don't know.
At all
Something
places
stupid.
So all you have to do is just leave a
At least it's not
comment in those
Stupidberg.
videos.
Stupid Berg.
What
Those
is
guys over at
Stupidberg?
Stupidberg,
Oh.
that's a whole nother level of stupid.
Oh
I
man.
see. So, once again, the last day for entries is on our anniversary, December 11th, 2021.
Woo. So that'll be the last day to enter. Once that happens, we are going to draw names. All right, with that plugged, we're going to go ahead and jump into the news.
What color are we going to draw the names with?
Boom!
Purple.
You stink!
Purple. Yeah, that's a good color. Encanto! Box office numbers. Katie, how's it doing?
I guess kind of well. For my opinion is that, post-COVID or still COVID, I don't know what we call this era, box office numbers are still rather low. And yet, according to the Hollywood Reporter, it led the post-Thanksgiving session at the box office. It grossed $12.7 million from 3,980 theaters for a domestic total of $58 million and $58.1 million overseas. So we're looking at over $100 million. So that's actually not bad.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like commercial-wise, they were plugging the movie pretty fairly, like on TV, and like advertisements or whatever. But it seemed like a movie I just didn't really care about, you know? Like, I'm not like, oh my gosh, I am so excited to go see this movie, like I was with like Luca, or even like Turning Red. I'm very excited to go see. So Encanto, I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
But it's got your guy Lin-Manuel Miranda doing the
God.
music.
Oh darn! Oh, he was the other white guy. No, he's not a white guy, but kind of, yeah. You know,
Kind of.
ethnicity.
Similarly, Sony's Ghostbusters Afterlife has done well with $102.2 million. And I hear that this film is actually pretty close to the original films. I've heard nothing but good things from it, so yay, way to go, Ghostbusters.
Yay, go Ghostbusters.
Yay.
A new movie announced, Trolls 3. I did not see Trolls 2. It looked awful based on the commercials. I very much enjoyed Trolls 1, surprisingly so. So, Trolls 3. You know it's gonna sell.
Yes, and I'm actually backwards. I did not really enjoy Trolls 1.
Really?
Yeah, I did not. However, I mostly like Trolls 2. I liked it, maybe because it's just rock and roll, but I also don't like that whole popification of movies, to try to stay relevant, and then they're automatically irrelevant like a year or two later.
Well, they're using also, like, ancient songs at the same time that just aren't great.
Yeah, and then trying to make them into pop things still.
That's like a whole bit about, especially like DreamWorks, where they take songs from the 70s and try to make them. It's like a whole. There's a whole podcast just dedicated to why, like from Shrek 1 to now, how DreamWorks just loves taking 70s disco hits and seeing if. Because, I don't know, maybe grandparents like them or something?
I don't know. It worked in Shrek. It was fantastic in Shrek. And then every other movie that tried to do it afterwards, no. It did not do so hot. But, another announcement that just dropped out of nowhere, Spider-Verse. Oh my goodness. That trailer looked
that one
awesome!
was... Oh, man.
Yeah, literally.
Yummy.
Eating a powdered donut is what that felt like.
What?
It looks awesome. I'll say the beginning of it was kind of like, where is this going? It's a little bit slow.
Yeah, but they even brought back that sweet jam from Sway Lee and
Yeah.
Post Malone. Like, they know what's... I
Sunflower.
mean, oh, man,
But
what a jam, bro.
it looks so good. They just like jumped right into the action after like that slow intro with Gwen and him. So I am so ready. I'm afraid it's gonna be a little bit of a letdown just because I hate sequels like that had such a like amazing first movie, and then they're like, let's keep milking it. And I hope they don't milk it because that team did such a good job on the first one. I really hope they don't let us down in the second one.
Well, and it's a part 1 too.
Oh my gosh.
So there will be. I mean, there will be a part 3, but it's just, I don't know. They're doing good work over there.
It's so good. They even have
know.
like the same little, like that little whistle tune for Miles. I'm like, yes, they're keeping the theme. I love it. It's so good. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
I like when they keep character themes like that throughout like a film franchise. It really keeps it connected. I don't know. Anyways, speaking of, Disney franchises and whatnot, the Book of Boba Fett is being released in December, correct? Or has it been released?
No, it hasn't been released yet.
Okay.
Oh man, what's the date on that? December 29th.
Okay, so right after Christmas.
Yes, and I am very eager to watch this.
Me too.
Me too. I've been waiting for this ever since the last episode of Mandalorian.
Yeah, and they plugged it right there, and you're like, or teased it, and you're just like, what? Wait a second, what? We get a Boba Fett TV show? What?
Wait, would you say that you are like a Boba Fett fan, like an all-around Boba Fett apologist? One of those people?
Who?
No.
Katie. Okay.
No.
Good, because anybody who's like, Boba Fett is the best part of the whole Star Wars everything can go run off a cliff, okay? Because I can't stand it.
Yeah.
I'm calling you guys out. Bump that. Bump that.
Oh,
Listen.
man.
He said it. He said it.
Listen, I'm sure the Book of Boba Fett is going to be great, but for all you punk wads that were like, Boba Fett is better than Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, yeah, Sarlacc pit suckers.
Oh,
okay?
man. You know what? Whenever the TV show comes out, Bump That will be there to report on it.
Why didn't I see that coming?
I don't know. I was like, why aren't you reacting yet?
Because I legitimately thought that you were going to like talk about the show or something.
No. Bump That will be there. That's it. That's always the quip.
And we will, actually. I'm really eager to talk about this.
Yeah. And I think it would also be good to like compare and contrast to Mandalorian and to see if it was any different, any better than that show, because it's kind of the same realm.
Yeah.
But, all right.
Realm, eh? I like realms.
Premiere announcements we want at the Game Awards. Is there anything that we are dying to see be announced at the Game Awards?
GTA 6.
That's on my list as well.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
But I just saw that GTA 5 has another DLC Franklin episode set 5 years later after the original game story with Franklin, the African American character in the game. So
Franklin the Turtle from Nickelodeon?
Hey,
No.
don't be like
you know,
that.
I think at this point, Rockstar Games, they're just becoming the new Bethesda.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
I mean, talk about milking
She
a
said
franchise.
She said it.
Yeah, so I mean, so probably don't suspect GTA 6.
No.
Mm.
I'm also, I doubt it's going to happen, but I want more Breath of the Wild 2 information.
Yes.
But also maybe a brand new 3D Mario game. It's been a long time.
Give me a Star Fox game, dude. Seriously. Give me a good,
I would love a
legit
new
Star Fox. Open universe game, something like that. Come on,
That'd be
Nintendo. Hear me out,
It's
bro.
becoming the norm, I guess, for every franchise to kind of put in their own open world adventure, you know?
Well, everybody loves it. It's
Right.
the way to go.
But it's interesting that like games that you wouldn't think be open world are trying.
Well, I mean, just get in a spaceship and fly across the galaxy. You don't have to make it that difficult. It's there, man.
No, you're right.
Oh my gosh, the name just escaped me. Speaking of flying in space, Brian, Mass Effect, a new Mass Effect game. I
Yeah.
would like to see that.
I mean, they teased it last year. That the teaser came out with Liara looking for Commander Shepard, and you see the N7 insignia, but I'm hearing like a lot of bad stuff coming out of what's that studio, BioWare. It's kind of rough over there right now. So I mean,
Yeah, you're right.
Mass Effect. It'd be after Andromeda, Mass Effect 4. I mean, it could be like another 5 years. I mean, who knows?
Yikes.
These days, I mean,
And-
I don't know. I think we're gonna talk about this a little later, but just like the timetable it takes to make like these AAA games, it's like, ugh,
And Sony, I don't want to get too much into detail about this, but earlier this week, or maybe it was Saturday, the CFO or someone really high up there of PlayStation got in serious trouble. So I don't know what that.
Oh
spells
yeah,
out.
I saw it, but I think that was a guy that's way kind of down the totem pole, not like
No.
No, he wasn't like the video game guy. He was just like I think he was a
He was
movie
some head
Sony
of
guy.
something. No,
Yeah, but there were so
it was a
many heads.
PlayStation. But
I
it
don't
was
know.
a
There's
PlayStation
so many
employee.
heads of so many different parts of PlayStation. He could have been like the head of like,
Don't
marketing.
say the head of the bathrooms.
The head of Hydra.
Yeah.
Boo!
So-
Boo! You stink! Anyway, but I don't know what that spells out for AAA games for PlayStation. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't mean a whole lot.
The ones that
but-
are on the way are gonna get rolled out. Your what's the one game you guys like with the monsters that are half organic, half robot? What is that one?
Half organic, half robot.
With the girl with the red hair that like
Oh,
travels the
Horizon
world.
Zero Dawn. Yeah, that's
yeah.
actually on my list as well. Horizon.
yeah, I mean
Horizon
that's
Forbidden
still
West.
coming out. Nothing's gonna stop
yeah.
that from
No.
Or even some more news on God of War would be great
Absolutely.
It's coming. It's coming. It's people have been begging.
Timmy Tantrum. I want it now. Give it to
too.
me,
My
Mom.
goodness.
I'm gonna punch a hole in the drywall.
Now, Timmy, you know that we're not supposed to.
I'm gonna lose it.
Goodness, that kid. Oh man. I feel like we
Oh,
have a couple
geez.
of those at the elementary school.
Yes.
Anyways, all right. So, predictions for game launches next year. So this is not something that we're dreaming of or hoping of, like, to hear about. That's an upcoming game, like, to be created, but one that is already in creation that is going to be released next year.
There'll be
So
a new
I can-
Batman game. Sorry.
Ooh,
A new
I
Batman
hope so.
game?
I hope
There
so.
there'll be a new Batman game, like the Rocksteady Arkham games. There'll be a new one.
Do you think it would be like Robert Pattinson type of the game where it would be like
No.
starring him, like
No,
how
it
the
won't be
James
like
Bond
that.
games have, a new. That's another
No.
one, James Bond. We haven't had one of those games in a long time. I feel like.
And there won't be one.
Really?
Nobody wants that. Nobody's like, oh, I
When
want
was the
another.
last James Bond game? Was that the one for the Wii?
No, I'm sure there have been some for Xbox.
Okay.
And they've even had like some Daniel Craig knockoffs, but nobody's interested. I mean,
Well, they don't
I
look
liked
good.
the Wii one. That one was fun.
Yeah, I played that.
but
Right.
Batman will come out, and there'll be a ton of stuff for that. You'll play as Robin, and maybe even because I mean, there were rumors a long time ago about them making a Superman game, so maybe you play as Superman in
Ooh.
a couple levels.
That'd be cool.
You know,
Do you think they'd make a new Spider-Man game? They already had the one that released. What was it, last year with Miles?
that's coming. They mentioned not the Miles game, but a Spider-Man 2. That's gonna come out in a couple years. That's
Okay,
gonna have
okay.
Venom in it. That trailer's already out.
You have any other predictions, Kate?
I'm predicting trash games. A whole lot. There's going to be a whole
Like
lot.
Garbage Man games?
Yeah, there's going to be a whole lot
Simulators?
of filler that nobody's going to care about, and it's like, guys, what is going on?
Cooking Mama 44.
Oh my god.
Joanna, Cooking Mom 44. Yay!
I don't know, just a lot of trash games that are meant to be like placeholder or tie.
You remember from your childhood Neopets. Well, get ready to bring them back to life in your Nintendo Switch.
Barbie meets Neopets.
Probably a lot of remasters. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like that's what this year had, though. A lot of remasters.
yeah, I mean, but it's at the end of the day, it's probably easier just to take an existing game from the previous cycle console, spruce it up a little bit, and flush that back out the toilet.
Okay, so when was the last time that we got NSO update this year? When was the last one that we got the other game passes for past Nintendo games? Because we just got N64 games. Before that was Super Nintendo. When did we get those? Was that last year or 2 years ago?
I think it was last year.
So, do you think we could be getting like Game Boy games next year, or like DS games or something?
It's possible. I don't think
they like make another NSO pack, or who knows
I
what.
feel like those Game Boy games are already like knockoffs of the original console games. They're pretty. There's nothing like really new to the table there, you know.
No, and yet a lot of people want it.
Really?
Yeah, because
Okay.
Nintendo IPs sell. They always sell.
Good, as they should. Even if it is annoying when it's like a game like Mario Party that, oh wait a second, I just saw something, a new Mario Kart, that would be cool. But if it's like a Mario Party game that we should have had in the first one, and they just released this one, and they're like, repackaged, brand new, awesome graphics, you already played these games, but here it is again for your new system. Everybody's like drooling at the mouth for them, but you know, Nintendo's like greedy little hands are going like this, like
Well, they did that with the Mario 35th anniversary, when they released Mario
That's another
64.
thing. Are there any other anniversaries coming out?
There were a lot of anniversaries this year that were not really mentioned.
We had Pokemon, we had Donkey Kong, and Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, and Pikmin as well, actually. No Pikmin, which is sad. Which I know that Pikmin isn't a very huge franchise, but this last one, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, it actually sold pretty well for a Pikmin game, and I really enjoyed it. I was actually thinking about it today. Here's my Olimar. So I think that if you push it a little bit more, people are going to want to buy it just because it's on the Switch. The Switch sells games, and that there's evidence for that. If you put it on the Switch, people will buy it, even if it's garbage. Just take a look at, as you said, Mario Party. So people buy it.
You're right.
Isn't Final Fantasy supposed to come out with that other half of it?
Final Fantasy 14?
The one that came out on PlayStation. That was the remastered.
Is that Final
updated
Fantasy
one.
7?
I think so. When is that
No,
second
I've got-
half of that?
Wait. What? Because I've been playing through Final Fantasy VII. I haven't beaten it yet. Is there another half I don't know about?
Yeah, so apparently, I mean, we're gonna have to vet this, but I'm pretty sure from what I heard that remastered Final Fantasy VII, it's a pretty long game, right?
Yes.
Yes. So that's actually only half of the main story of the entire Final Fantasy VII. You got to buy they didn't say it, but there is literally a part 2 of that whole freaking game, of the whole thing, the whole deal.
He's right.
So I don't know, when is that supposed to come out?
April
I mean,
2022.
Because that Final Fantasy
Oh
VII
my
Remastered Part
God.
1
says-
came out like last year, right?
It says
So
the
you would
first game was released in April 2020, so we could probably expect Part 2 of the remake to be released around April 2022, giving Square Enix 2 years from the original release to create the sequel.
Bloody heck, man.
So it's not a confirmed
joke.
date. That is just an assumption of when it will be released.
So there are people that have probably played that game like twice now, probably more, probably 3-4 times. Like, when is the second half of this game coming out?
Yeah.
Ugh.
There's a bunch of different estimations over here, so yeah,
You
not
guys
sure.
just rocked my world, like for real. I
Again,
had no idea.
again, the time it takes to make these games and crunch. I mean,
Yeah.
wow, what a trip, man.
Yeah, I
In
have a
which
really
this-
killer team.
This game is so incredibly detailed. If you get the chance to play it, even if you don't know anything about Final Fantasy, I implore you to play it because there is so much content and it's a lot of fun. The combat is top of the line. It's very good. The story, I'm already connected to a lot of the characters. Dang work. Like, why can't I just, like, stay at home and play Final Fantasy 7?
Also, do you think we're gonna get more news on Triangle Strategy?
I hope so, and I hope that they change the name. I don't think they're changing the name.
I don't think so either. I think
But-
that's it.
But I'm really interested to play this game. I'm hoping that it's way better than Bravely Default 2. I haven't brought myself to even continue Bravely Default 2, but this one looks a little bit more like a clone of
Octopath
Traveler.
Yeah.
Which, you know that I am a heckin' fan of Octopath
Yep.
Traveler.
All right. Well, I think that will wrap up our predictions. So, we're gonna go ahead and step into the chunk zone.
Really quick, you keep skipping things.
Wait, what?
That
was it.
No, you left one thing out. You skipped it.
I
We
wrote
have
everything down.
polls. Favorite/least favorite holiday movies poll. It's in the document, man. Do you see
No,
that?
I didn't see that in the document.
It's smack dab in the middle of it. Right after Boba Fett. Anyway, so this also ties into the giveaway that we're doing. I put on my Facebook a poll of what is, of these films, what is your least favorite Christmas film or holiday film?
Oh, I didn't even see that. Whoops.
Yeah. of this list, here's the list to choose from.
Sounds like I don't even really care.
I know, right? So here's the list that people saw that they could choose the worst of, or their least favorite at the very least. Christmas Shoes, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Elf, Home Alone, The Polar Express, Frosty the Snowman, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, A Charlie Brown Christmas, It's a Wonderful Life, A Christmas Story, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Die Hard, winky face, Klaus, Jim Carrey's A Christmas Carol, The Muppet Christmas Carol, The Santa Claus, Jingle All the Way, I'll Be Home for Christmas, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Last Holiday, and Ernest Saves Christmas. So,
Dang, what a list.
yeah, so we had quite a few people, give their 2 cents. Heather says Die Hard. Steve says Christmas Shoes. Ruth says Nightmare Before Christmas. And I just lost my page. Good grief, where to go?
These are for the least.
Yeah, their least favorite.
Yeah.
Cindy says Charlie Brown's Christmas.
Ouch.
Yes, and she said, I hate the way they are so mean to Charlie Brown. I like the end when Linus closes to scripture, but the hatefulness that they have towards Charlie Brown drives me out of my mind.
I
He
hear
deserves
ya.
it. Have you
No!
even seen that kid?
They were so mean to him. I think it is not
They
warranted
really
at
are.
all. He's trying his best.
He
Not really.
was.
I mean, he's barely doing any. I mean, look who he's casting. You know, he's just playing favorites. You know, I just.
I've
don't
been
get
kissed
it.
by a dog.
Run the hot water, get the disinfectant. Debbie says A Christmas Story. And Perry says Ernest Saves Christmas. In addition to that, or in extension, he says, and any vote for Die Hard is ridiculous, as it is 100% a Christmas movie. So there's that.
Hunter would also agree that is definitely a Christmas movie.
Yes. So in addition to this, we had another poll for your most favorite to watch around this time of year. This list was a little shorter. Let me get to it. Leanne says that it is the Muppet Christmas Carol. Leanne? She says that the Muppet Christmas Carol is her favorite. So they watch it every Thanksgiving to bring in the Christmas season officially. And that's actually it. Everybody else was like
they were on the hate train.
Yeah, they people love to hate on Christmas films. It looks like.
Yep, they were like, all those other films are fine.
I didn't hear anybody say Jingle All the Way or Bad Santa.
I didn't post Bad Santa, but I did say Jingle All the Way.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen most of those films. Any of like the
really
Tim Allen ones, I have not seen. The Santa Claus, is that what those are?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen them.
What are you talking
I gotta
about,
get
man?
married.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so, by the way, if I said your name, then congratulations, you are on the, list. You are, what is it? Entered. You are entered to win, yes, you are entered to win this, prize pack, in which I will be giving the, results next week.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
Oh my god, I'm so...
If Mom won.
In suspense.
I'm sure you are, Brian.
I think the odds are not that Mom's gonna win because we have hundreds of thousands of you listeners now. So
what a butt.
Unless she actually spends like all her time entering in, entries.
Different entries. She's like,
this is not your mom.
I support my kids. I love my children.
No, you know who she's like? She's like the mom from Monsters University. When they're going in like the dark tunnel to do the monster games, whatever it is, the scare games, and she's like, "Woo, go team!" and she has the disposable camera. Click.
Yeah,
that
is Mom. All right, are we entering the chunk zone?
Now we're in the chunk zone.
All right, chunk zone has been entered. We are still talking video games. Kind of going in with the Game Awards, but we're doing 3 specific things talking about. The first one being gameplay versus graphics. Which is more important when enjoying a game? Gameplay versus graphics.
For me, I am on team gameplay. I always will be.
I think for me as well.
What bothers me... Oh, go ahead, Eliana.
The only thing that would distract from graphics is... what is that called? Oh my gosh, I just left the tip of my tongue. The loading of, like, assets around you.
Yeah.
Why did that word literally just escape me? I had it. Anyways,
ostentatious.
Whenever there's, like, lag or all the assets are still coming in, like, I hate that. That really messes up. So it kind of goes in with graphics, but as long as, like, everything is rendering and it's fine, the way it, like, is supposed to be, the way it was designed to look, gameplay is more important than me. Important to me.
Brian, what do you think?
I think it depends on the game, honestly. Like whenever we play like that chicken horse game, you don't need graphics for that game. You just need some decent controls, and those controls suck because they're so sensitive that you end up flying over everything and getting sawed in half.
Oh man, sawed in half.
Goodness.
Or getting a freaking arrow to the face, So
see, I would disagree. I would think that the controls for that game are tight, and anything that you do is strictly your fault.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, it's user error.
Why you gotta be like that? Okay.
I think they are super tight. It is definitely user error in that.
I think it's too sensitive, or I just don't play it enough. Either way, but I mean, some games. I mean, if you're playing, like your Final Fantasy game, you want cutting edge, you know, unbelievable graphics for a game like that.
But why? You don't need it.
Yeah, because it helps immerse you in that world.
No,
absolutely.
I disagree, and this is why I brought this up, because I knew that.
But that's why it depends on the game. It depends on the game. Like I played Breath of the Wild recently, and I've never played Zelda. I'm not a big Zelda guy, but like that's the thing where that's like one of those rare games where the graphics were really good, but the gameplay was out of this world. The controls were perfect. So fluid. It did everything I wanted to do. It was excellent. But if you have a game like Grand Theft Auto, those effects, that immerses you in that world. It makes you feel like you're totally a part of that. I mean, that's one game you'd always go to or like the Red Dead Redemption, where those graphics are like, wow. They went deep down to the detail, and I feel like, yeah, I'm in the real West.
Okay, well, so think about a game like Cyberpunk 2077 that supposedly have awesome graphics. However, the gameplay was not as cool because everything.
And the graphics weren't that great either. That's the game where that's an example of poor graphics, poor gameplay. A game that probably needed like another 6 months of to be reworked.
Oh darn! We had 10 years to make this game, and we didn't do anything.
And now we actually have to release it.
Yeah,
we actually have to release it now. No.
But again, I mean that's one of those things we've been talking about like a lot. Is like, I mean, a lot of these games, they take forever to make, and it's an army of thousands of programmers and these guys clicking away at a computer. It's like, I mean, at one point, are we just like, just give me a freaking Mario, regular Mario, man, and it's to...
Because, okay, look at a Mario game. The graphics aren't, Final Fantasy 7 or Final Fantasy 14. They're not amazing, but dang, is it an awesome game. It is so much fun. You don't need crazy graphics.
Ileana and I were playing Super Mario 3D World today, and we were having a ball. We were actually sad that we had to put it away, because somebody had to leave. But
hey, this was my first day at the gym, okay? I ran a mile. Thank you.
But, good, on the flip side, good graphics don't equate to a good game either. Wow, my brain just stopped. Like, detonated lamp.
Like Assassin's Creed games,
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Man, Wesley was playing Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered or Remake, whatever, the other day, and it looks god-awful. It was like...
Is that like Xbox 360 era?
I don't know, but you would think with a remaster or remake, anything like that for the PlayStation 4, you would think that there would be some sort of stride in there, but it was like, like why were we playing this a while back? I think we were playing it on his PS3. Well, I was playing it when we first got married on his PlayStation 3. And I thought, oh, okay, this is fun. But now when I'm looking at it on PS4, it's like, whoa, yuck. Gross.
So, what is our conclusion? Graphics or gameplay?
I'm team gameplay all the way.
Gameplay.
I'm gameplay.
We actually have to vote. I'll do gameplay then.
All right, gameplay.
But because like GoldenEye, I can play that game right now because those controls are so tight.
Like the one from the N64?
Heck yeah, bro.
And yeah, those graphics are...
And it hurts my eyes.
Yeah, oh boy. But man, we played so many hours of that game.
Blocky and Oxwinkle.
All right. So, the next one is prime time for gaming. Are games dipping in quality, or are we living in the platinum age of gaming? Have we hit, like, peak, or are just game quality like is it tipping down and we're just going like nosediving? What do you guys think?
I think we are at a plateau. We've got,
So you think it's as
it's
good as it's like gonna get in today's times?
I think so. It will take something extremely drastic because we're
We get
already having
smell-o-vision.
yeah, we're already having these graphics that are like you can't tell if this is if this is real life or not. Like somebody took a camera and just stuck it up a horse's butt and said, "Look at this."
I don't know what
I'm
games you're playing.
I'm actually alluding to um oh my gosh, it just left me. God, my brain.
What is that?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, okay.
Praise the Lord, hallelujah. Yes, so
I was thinking, what's the Scrolls? Something Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls?
Elder Scrolls. What's the other one? The first one. Skyrim.
That's Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, I was thinking Skyrim, like how you can do wacky stuff in Skyrim.
Yeah.
And break it.
But no, you can't tell sometimes if something is real or not. If you look at the latest Forza game, that is amazing. It really truly is amazing what they did with Forza. And I've never played a single one, but everything that I've seen of it is just out of this world. It looks like you are watching a video of a car, but it's video games. So where do you go from there, really? And how does that, going back to our previous question, how does that equate to gameplay? Yeah, it looks good, but are you enjoying it? Are you able to have longevity with it? I don't know. Do you guys have any other insight?
No, I'm kind of in the same boat too. I think we just need. I don't know what higher technology we can possibly get. We already have characters that look darn realistic already. You look at the what is that? Death Stranding, and how well those characters were to their actual actors.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got games like that look just already perfect, and then you've got motion cap, and then you've got the highest frame rate. That was what I was trying to say earlier. Frame rate. Whenever that dips, it sucks. So you've already got awesome frame rate if you have like really good processing power. So I don't know what technology is going to be coming out in 5 years, 10 years from now that makes gaming even better, higher quality. So I think I would also say that we're at a plateau. I don't think we're necessarily dipping. I don't think we're going down. I think we just there's nowhere else to go with current technology.
That, and I think the storytelling has been.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
storytelling.
I think.
Go for it, Brian.
I think pretty much that's kind of what the industry needs to change, is to find a way to tell more diverse stories, more than just an FPS shooter. Find ways to tell engaging stories through the medium of video games that are engaging and can take you to different places that we haven't gone before. I mean, we've so many zombie games, so many platforming games, Go Save the Princess, so many shoot 'em ups. That's when I think that like open world games where you're able to explore and see different environments and meet different characters, I think those games are so popular because they help allow you to use your imagination in a way, to build your own character and go explore this world that was created, in a game. So you can, and there's many ways you can do that. If you remember that game Journey, did you guys ever play Journey?
No.
Nope.
So Journey was like one of those like an indie game that came out for the PlayStation 3, I believe, and it was a very simple game, but so engaging. But that had, not great graphics, but it didn't need it because the gameplay and the story was so engaging that you just dive head into this 9-hour game where you're just going on a journey, like a physical journey, with like space, distance, and time. And I think that's where the industry needs to go. If you're able to take these characters, like, could you imagine playing like a Mario game where you actually have like choices of where you can go? You're not dictated by, um, I need to hit world 1, I need to hit world 2. That was kind of the fun of like of playing when it first came out with Mario 64, is that I have lots of different options. I can go do this world, or I can go do this world, I can go do this mission. And that's what I think that, the more options, the more choices, that makes it more difficult. That's one reason why these games are taking forever to be constructed. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you're able to have variety and different opportunities, I think that's where you need to go. And then I think then you can do anything with it. You can make, $100 million games with crazy CGI, or you can make, a $500,000 video game, with you know just colors and shapes, and make it interesting.
That was a good monologue.
Yeah, sorry about that. It won't happen
No,
again.
no, I
I'll
liked
learn
it.
it.
That
I'll learn it, and then on one episode of Bump That, I'll recite it.
that kind of goes in with the next theme is AAA games versus indie games. I feel like a lot of AAA games nowadays are not super AAA. They're cutting a lot of corners. Their stories are a little bit lackluster. So I feel like the indie game, community or whatever you want to call it, is really leading the way right now with like innovation and newness, whatever, however you want to call it. Am I the only one who feels that way?
No, that's where the storytelling is, for real.
Yeah. So like what Brian was talking about, getting like these awesome games that are just new and different. They may not have the budget that these AAA games have, but they are trying to make those things happen within the indie realm.
And it's you play so many games, and you're playing a game, and it's the same old mission. I need to take this person A over to this place B, and do so in this amount of time, or I need to go to this place and kill this person, and get back before it don't get caught. I mean, it's kind of this. I mean, over the years, it's the same different things. Doesn't matter the game. It could be a Halo. It could be an Assassin's Creed. Oh, you need to hurry up and get to the mainframe and download this information, then get back to base. It's the
Oh, but
same
watch
stuff.
out, there's enemies on the way.
There's so many different things, and so I mean, I like it when you play like different games where you're presented with, you know uh, an action that maybe builds suspense. I remember like Heavy Rain. You guys ever play Heavy Rain?
I
No.
have heard of it and I've seen gameplay of it.
So that game was really cool because it was one of those games where I don't know, it wasn't your typical missions. It was you're in a room, you're being hunted, somebody's hunting you, and you have to pay attention to the controls that it presents you. Press A to jump, press B, do it now. If you don't do it then and now, you're gonna die. So it was really suspenseful, and it caused it made you engage with the game and with the gameplay in a way that you're not just button mashing the whole
There's even
time too.
games like Five Nights at Freddy's that came out 2013 that definitely changed the indie gameplay game community as a whole. There are a whole bunch of knockoffs now of that type of game genre. You've got games like Doki Doki Literature Club that package themselves as this like girly whatever game, and that turned out to be a horror game that you're not expecting. Um, there are just so many other indie games that are pressing and pushing for these different types of games that are not exactly that don't fit the mold. And I think that's what we need. But do you think that will translate well into the AAA community, I guess? Like, do you think these games will eventually become AAA? Like, those types of, however, just.
I don't think they could, because they're almost edgy, where they
They
almost
don't meet
cross
the
a line.
formula.
Well, not only that, they almost cross a line of emotion that AAA games are afraid to cross, because it may not be PC, or
It's not even
it's
on from existing IP either. You know, you're not gonna have like
yeah,
Sonic the Hedgehog do anything that he's never really done before. You
right.
know, Sonic is gonna run. You're not gonna have Sonic sitting at a dinner table having a conversation with the death or
So,
something. You
okay,
know?
well, here's the thing to think
Death.
about. You've got Pokemon, okay? I'm throwing this out here, long shot a bit. Say, you have the Pokemon movies, and they had Mewtwo, and that is a very emotional, like, thing that people remember from their childhood. Mewtwo being, in his situation, whatever. So take that situation, a well-known Nintendo, whatever Game Freak character, translate that into a indie type game, and then package it as a AAA game. So, I mean, they know how, maybe not the gaming franchises, but these characters know how to hit emotion, but they're just not doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and you're not gonna see a game like The Binding of Isaac on AAA. Like, you're not gonna see that, coming this Christmas, this holiday season. You're not gonna see that, or Celeste. As delightful and dreary as Celeste can be. Go diving into those psychological, like really psychological things, because it quote unquote goes there. It's not going to be nearly as popular as Mario Kart 9, or anything, like that, or it's more of an adventure game, where it's heavy hitting in that realm, where it tickles that adventure thing. um Even as successful as Undertale slash Deltarune is, um it's not, those two games are uh lesser graphics. They're basically made by, at most, like 5 people, those games. And yet there's something extremely compelling and relatable about it.
Here's another
um
one. Cuphead.
yeah, I mentioned,
Indie
I
game.
was going to mention Cuphead was extremely popular.
Yep.
And there, that is a love letter to, I guess, the people of the genre. But at the same time, there's not even a hard copy of this game, I don't think. And so, once again, you're not going to see it on store shelves. Coming this Christmas, Cuphead.
Which is a shame. So I'm wondering, this is obviously the route that we're going with. Indie games are the innovators. They are the ones who are taking the risks. They are the ones that are creating these new IPs that people love. And they've been doing it for years now. So do you think that they will one day take over, the franchise, the industry?
No,
No.
no.
Really?
One word. Money.
Money.
That, and I'm sure that indie creators, they enjoy that freedom, where they're not being held down by, the executives or
Because then
corporations.
you got to do like licensing. You get picked up by a big company, and then you're told what to do. So,
Exactly. As opposed, and that sort of takes away the whole purpose.
right. So
I mean, give some studios credit where credit is due. I mean, a lot of the big guns, like Call of Duty, they just get those suckers out. There's like, if there's art in there, I'd have seen it. But you know, think of like the big AAA games that the big guys that are, they do tell good stories. I mean, Game of the Year stuff. Um, they are like The Last of Us. I mean, it's a big what is that? Naughty Dog. Those guys tell great video. They do great video games that are emotional, impactful, great overall products. And
Well,
then their IP. They're gonna make movies and spin-offs and all this and that. But so I mean, you need those guys. They're always gonna be there making the millions. But at the end of the day, they're also not. They haven't sold their souls either. They're gonna keep doing what they're doing
there's even
without.
games like Until Dawn, or ones from the Dark Picture. What is that called? I can't remember what the thing after that is. But those are choice-based games, quick time event games that are definitely, they're there. People love those types of games where you're getting to know all of these different characters and you're bonding with them, so to speak, within the game, and making their decisions of who lives or dies. And those are huge, successful games. And I'm like, why can something not like that be created by a AAA game company?
Well, you know what? One of my favorite success stories is the guy that made Mario Rabbids. It was one French guy with an idea, and he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, we have these Rabbids. What if we combined it with Mario and did something a little bit more zany and cartoony?" And usually that's kind of frowned upon. Nintendo really likes their
Oh, it was
IPs.
so good.
Yes, and I think it was actually at Video Game Awards a few years ago. They interviewed him, and he was in the presence of Shigeru Miyamoto, and he was like, like he had been working with this guy, very closely for Mario vs. Rabbids, and put out a quality game. I love that game so much.
It is so good, and I'm so excited for the second one that's coming out next
Sparks
year.
of Hope. And I think it's gonna have that same charm and hilarity. But you do have those people, those gems that have this idea that's so crazy it just might work. So I'm not saying it's impossible to have a quote unquote indie-ness and not be able to make it AAA. I don't think it's going to be the norm ever. Believe me, I love my AAA games. Truly,
And I
truly
guess that's fine though. Keep them separated. Let the indie creators, have their fun. Let them fail. Let them do whatever, so that they're not getting crapped on by these people like in masses. It's just, if the game was good, then you're gonna hear about it. If it wasn't, then you're not. So, I don't know.
An indie game that I will always push is The Flame and the Flood. That was a game that it's so freaking hard, but when I completed it, I was like brought to tears. So good. So good. Very frustrating, but good.
And I think that's it. Brian, do you have any other words?
No words.
All right, no words. And with that concludes episode 49. Next week, 50th episode of Bump That. We've got Game Award results. We did not have any, what is that called? Expectations or nominations for this year. Just because we didn't really... It's a kind of lackluster year, not gonna lie. But next week we will have is it 2 or 3 guests?
2 or 3 guests.
2 or 3 guests, coming to join us on the podcast to talk about the Game Awards results. So, you're going to want to be there for that episode. It's going to be the 50th episode. We're also going to be announcing the winner of the giveaway, so you do not want to miss that episode.
Wow!
It is our year episode. We're celebrating a year. It's exciting.
Yay!
So, don't miss that episode. If you guys liked this episode, leave a like, leave a dislike if you hated it. You can't see the dislikes anyway, so I don't know why you would just go through the pain of doing that. We would see it. If you wanted to hurt us that bad, I guess. But anyways, leave a like, leave a dislike, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet, and also leave a comment down below in this video for your chance to be entered. Well, you will be entered, but for your chance to win the giveaway that we are having. So, leave a comment in episode 41 through 49, and you'll be entered. And with that, we've got Brian in this corner.
Harry, it's our calling card. All the great ones leave their mark. We're the Wet Bandits.
And we've got Kate T in this corner.
You're sick, you know that? You're sick.
And I'm Ileana, signing us off. Episode 49 of Bump That. And we will see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.